What an enthralling map one that was. Such a dominant result here for Coalesce. Now they go to Viperio's map pick, though, Anubis. A map that, is going to be fresh for a fair few of these teams, but they've had some time to work upon it, and I feel like what a time this could be for Coalesce to show those pocket strats that they've been hiding. And you mentioned it, Charlie, this is the time where you're going to be bringing everything out because you get that instant progression to the Grand Finals. And I feel like Coalesce, a very dominant victory on Vertigo. They can do the exact same thing here on Anubis, but I feel like Viperio have still got something in the locker.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the thing on everyone's mind. Are Coalesce going to be able to bring through what they did just then on Vertigo to Anubis? And I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
But yeah, I think I just can't see Viperio going down without a fight. There wasn't much of a battle really on Vertigo. It did really feel like it was a Coalesce show most of the time. I mean, we saw Viperio initially have that early success, but since the first 3 rounds, it was pretty much all Coalesce.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Viperio have to make sure, and I'm sure in this break they've done it, they're doing it now, just mentally resetting, forgetting about that game. We've seen reverse sweeps in these best of 3s already. There's no reason why Viperio can't do the same thing, but Coalesce, they're going to be looking for that 2-0 now.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a possibility. It's not as though the Vertigo game was really close. It's not as though, Viperio were just out of it. It was that dominance. But you speak about how Viperio are going to be putting up a fight. They definitely will be. But I feel like it wasn't Coalesce's success off the back of the strategies, off the back of kind of the team play. It seems as though, as we mentioned, just individuals. Dox and Azuwu, certainly two that we've got to mention. Everyone else had their moments. We are going to be showing you guys the vetoes once again. Coalesce, dominant victory on Vertigo being their map pick, Anubis being Viperio's, and Overpass being that third and final map. Will we get to it though, Charlie?
I do hope so. I think this. I mean, I feel like I've said it about every game, but this one really does deserve 3 maps.
Yeah.
And I think after the initial Vertigo game, we didn't really get to see what Viperio were made of. It would feel a bit hard done by from them if we don't get to see fully what they're doing on Overpass, really. But Overpass, the map that feels like it's defined Epic Land right now, at least this one, it really has felt like it's been in every single series, whether that be best of 1 or best of 3. So Overpass, I would love to see it. I feel like this is the perfect game to go to a 3-map thriller, and I feel like it'd be so exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think potentially this is Coalesce's game plan. Don't even give Viperio any chance to breathe, any chance for them to kind of show off what they're made of, and they did a great job of it on Vertigo, and I feel like they certainly can here on Anubis. But Charlie, we've seen map 1. Are you going to be changing your thoughts? Do you think one team is more likely to take it than the other now?
I mean, just the way the individuals on Coalesce are playing, I'm not saying I think they're going to win Anubis, but I think if they can continue that level of dominance that the individuals had on Vertigo, that they can in the next 2 maps, if we get to both of them, then I think I would edge towards Coalesce. But I do think Viperio, they're probably going to be, I mean, they're definitely going to be heavily favoured here, Fred.
Yeah, definitely.
Anubis is going to be a bit of a home ground advantage for them, I suppose. So, yeah, they definitely are going to be the ones who are looking to not only take this one, but probably take it in similar fashion to Coalesce, see if they can sway the momentum, sway the confidence of the individuals, see if they can give them an advantage when they go over to Overpass.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like as well the distance between the two sides, kind of rounds, is going to be really, really important. I feel like if we do see this game be a bit of a blowout for Viperio, then Overpass, a real 50-50. But I think if Coalesce can keep themselves consistently in the game, let's say it ends 16-13 in favour of Viperio, Coalesce not going to be unhappy with that result. It just shows that, yeah, we were right on your tail. Another day, we could have been closing out 2-0, and then when it goes to Overpass, it could be Coalesce's time to shine. But I really don't know how this one's going to go. I'll be honest with you, Charlie, I'm still going to be slightly favouring Viperio. As you said, I think they've still got something left in the locker, and I can't wait to see what it really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Coalesce are able to just keep up this level of pressure. Like you said, it feels like that might be a bit of the game plan.
Yeah, definitely.
Just try to sort of suffocate this Viperio side and not let the individuals step up to a level that we know they can. And if that is the play, that's going to be hard for them to continue to do. If they aren't able to do it on Anubis, will they be able to last long enough to do it on Overpass? I mean, we'll have to. Only time will really tell. But Anubis is going to be an interesting one for Coalesce. I think for them to be able to take it, I think they have to start off very, very strong.
Yeah, it's got to be, the kind of the strength that we've seen from a fair few of these games, those kind of 7-0 starts. Potentially, what eMasters did to Coalesce on Ancient.
Yeah.
I feel like they started off really strongly. We saw a bit of a comeback, but we have to have that real dominance from Coalesce early on, because Anubis still theirs for the taking. It's still, you know, an opportune moment for them to solidify their spot in the grand finals. And, you know, that's what we're going to be seeing very shortly, as I believe, Charlie, pistol round is underway.
Yeah, I think it's almost time, Fred. In fact, no, it is time right now. Pissed round. We mentioned we feel like Coalesce need that strong start. I mean, this would be the beginning of that. P250 out on Artist. A little bit of a util invested for Viperio, but nothing too hefty.
Yeah, what I do like to see from the Coalesce side, though, is the sets of Julies. I feel like we've seen them quite a lot once again in this one as well.
Yeah, it feels like in a lot of the games that we've cast, Julies have been pretty prevalent here in the pistol round.
I love to see it. You know, instead of only having 5 weapons, why don't we have 7? Add an extra 2 guns to the mix.
I mean, Fred, this is a really slow play pistol round right now.
Yeah, but Giraffe wants to kind of kick things off. I say that as Shine's the one to find the opener. Oh, Chris 7 eliminates MMS. So it is a 5-on-3 here for Coalesce, and Docs search for a bit of a pick there. Ooh, both jumping across the gap, making things tough for Docs, but easy stuff there. Shine by his side, and what an amazing pistol that was for Coalesce. Only 12 points of damage taken, and that is absolutely ridiculous. And Charlie, you know what that's going to do? Look at Shine. Already got the M4 out, got a bit of util. Similarly for Docs, you know, the upgrade from Kevlar to full armor is going to be so easy.
Yeah, I mean, saving a lot of money. What they'll really do, Fred, is allow them to have more utility. So they can buy these M4s. They can have all the util behind it as well. But Viperio, they're just going for the eco. Not much at all invested. Flashbang coming over, so it's going to be this pop into the B site. Azuwu with the MP9 just going to be cleaning things up. Switches to the Julies, finds the final player. And Coalesce, Fred, they double their lead.
I'll be honest with you, Charlie. Viperio, they've got some intel there from that round. I think the B-bomb site, you leave it alone. You've got Docs and Azuwu both defending. They were the 2 top performers. I believe they both put up combined 50 kills in that Vertigo game, or thereabout. So let's just leave B alone. I feel like, why would you even try?
Yeah, I mean, it's eventually you'll have to hit that side of the map. So Viperio, they've got to have players stepping up. Though. They didn't have that on Vertigo. I said it felt like it was just a nest. But even then, it wasn't really that strong. But Fred, this is the full buy from Viperio. It's getting dismantled quite early on. Ping does grab one back. Keeps the dream alive. Obviously, Azuwu and Leaf, both have MP9s in play. And the 2 M4s, or the 2 rifles, sorry, not too much health to play with.
Yeah, they've definitely been chipped at a little bit. Potentially, we could have seen those weapons dropped over. But I think these individuals are confident. Docs and Chris, the 2 players to find these kills, they're going to be happy with the rifles in hand. What they have done, though, is Chris has dropped over a fair bit of util, and I think that's the right play to make. It means that, Chris, just get your gun out, try and find a pick, hope for the best, I guess. But MMS going to be creeping out of electric here. Docs still finds him on low HP. Dropped even lower, but Ping grey screen through the smoke. Docs is aware of it, and although he's so low HP, he's able to find 3 more. 4K for Docs in that round, and that is absolutely amazing. Once again, it's the individual stepping up for Coalesce, and they do it here at kind of the biggest height of pressure.
I mean, Fred, this is the scary part for Viperio right now. Docs was unbelievable on Vertigo. Right now, he's got 7 kills. We've had 3 rounds of play, and even in these really, really challenging situations, he's still stepping up massively.
Charlie, Viperio have only found 1 kill in the last 3 rounds. So let's let that sink in.
Yeah, it is just this weak buy again. Docs just on the reload, but gets his gun ready in time to take down Gizmi.
Yeah, and I feel like a player like Docs, and quite a lot of the UK scene, quite heavily influenced and kind of their gameplay and style changes a lot with confidence. I feel like everyone's going to be going for those aggressive peaks, going to be, you know, confident in their ability. But I feel like with the individuals on Coalesce, they've kind of, it's gone up to 110, 125%. They are at that top level because they're happy to swing all these angles because they know they're going to hit the shot before it even comes through.
And the 4-0 start is exactly what they've needed on Anubis. Viperio back on the AKs, but Shine going for an aggressive peek here. Has the chance, but fluffs his lines.
Yeah, but unfortunate, but it just goes to show that Shine, he's got the game plan. Drop the deep smoke, try and find a pick as they push into towers. And I feel like, in another round, Shine finds that kill.
Yeah, Shine was one of the players. He didn't really have the AWP too many times actually on Vertigo, so maybe not as warmed up into it, especially Anubis, as maybe you'd like to be, but certainly plenty of rounds to do so. He's got plenty of players stepping up to pick up where he leaves off.
Yeah, and I think as well, Viperio in this round, they've taken a lot of control towards middle. They've got the lurks towards both A and B main, but it's now what do they do with it? Because the util's not perfect. They've got 2 smokes, 1 flash, 1 molly, and 2 HE grenades. So they're going to have to use this utility very, very cautiously, because it's not as though you can kind of throw out a smoke just to try and either burn your opponent's util or try and sell a bit of a fake, because they don't really have the rest of it to try and take the site. But it seems as though Viperio are going to be leaning towards A, and that kill from Ping is so impactful. It's going to keep Chris off the A bomb site. Gizmy finds Azuwu, and this is Viperio's time to shine. They've really, really stepped up in this round. It's a 2 versus 5 now. Chris and Shine trying to do something, but Chris finds 2. Eventual trade from MMS.
Yeah, if Gizmy actually stayed towards the B bomb site, I think Shine would have gave this one a go. He could have found that kill, left himself in a 1 versus 2, but probably just going to be trying to keep hold of this AWP. Hasn't really had much time to utilize it, so wouldn't really want to lose it instantly, but Gizmy could still find him, could still shut him down, but Shine, quick shot. Kill found, and now just going to be keeping himself alive.
Yeah, I like it. You know, you don't really need to go for a round like that. Obviously, Coalesce, they've got a lot of money to work with, but what is the point of throwing the AWP away? There's none, really.
I mean, it's not only that, he also found a kill. Yeah. This is Viperio's first round thread that they've just got, so they don't really have much money to work with at all. So keeping just 2 players alive, I mean, it's not going to be terrible. Yeah, they're going to have the win rule, they can drop other weapons, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Galil.
Yeah, definitely some limitation, maybe even a Mac 10. You know, it's not going to be perfect. I feel like util could be at a slight hindrance as well. I really don't know what the kind of the best thing for Viperio to do here is. Obviously, they're going to be playing as a bit of a pack, but I doubt we're going to see Artists out on the AWP for quite some time because, as you mentioned, the economy really, really not working out all too well.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that is going to be a bit of an issue for Viperio in this, but they've got to make sure they string rounds together. That's going to be the next most important thing for them, because if they don't, then they're in a bit of a world of hurt, but let's see if they are able to find that success.
Yeah, still some slight technical issues, but not as though we're missing any action, as this round is being played very slowly. 35 seconds on the clock, and only 9 damage has been taken from Ping.
Yeah, Viperio, they don't want to make the same mistakes they made earlier. They found success from a slow played round. Let's keep it going. Shine holding the lines.
Very passive here from Shine, and I feel like it's the right play to make. You know, allow someone to push. Oh, Shine, I thought it was him who found the kill, but in fact it was Dox. MMS finds Azuwu. And that's 2 rounds in a row now that Azuwu has been kind of potentially a little bit heavily focused. And I feel like it was the game plan of E-Masters. You know, let's just shut Azuwu down, keep him quiet, and potentially that's what Viperio want to do here on Anubis.
Yeah, obviously we spoke to Jay about that game. He mentioned that as well. It felt like that was the goal. Make sure Azuwu can't have any impact at all, and became a very close game.
Ooh, lovely from Shine. We'll be able to fire off a bit of a pot shot here. He's trapped in the corner. Shine are waiting for a bit of a rotation. Needs some help, but it's Artist will find one. Leaf swinging on through. Artist is 4 HP here, and Leaf takes him down. And Coalesce, they find their 5th round now. And Charlie, we mentioned Coalesce needing a strong start here to close it out 2-0. 5-1 on their opponent's map pick. This is looking really, really nice for them.
Yeah, that play from Shine, actually. He found the first kill and just left himself in the corner. It might look like just get yourself out of there, keep yourself alive. Yeah. But he actually took so much pressure away from the rest of his teammates. Yes, he did die, but Leaf was able to swing it. Player slightly caught out, takes down the low. I mean, it was just Artist left, so low. Didn't have much health at all to play with. So, yeah, eventually found that. So Shine, even though he only found 1 kill, definitely had impact just in terms of his positioning alone. And you mentioned the strong start from Coalesce. Winning that round, denying Viperio stringing the rounds together, they've got nothing in the reserve once again. We do see Artist now out on the AWP, though. It's taken 7 rounds for him to bring it out. And I feel like Artist is such a key member here for this Viperio side, and now he has the big green in play. I feel like this is where we could see a bit of a change of pace here for the Viperio side, because Artist seemingly finds it quite easy to get these openers. Yeah, Viperio heavily leaning towards this B side of things, but there are 3 players waiting.
Yeah, but it's the Azuwu Dox combo. I really wouldn't want to go into it, but Artist does find Shine. Dox comes alive, eliminates Gizmy. MMS pushing through the molly, but it is Ping.
Yeah, these 3 players are very low, in fact, for Viperio. They could be taken down reasonably easily. But it's all on Leaf and Chris. What can they do? Both coming in from these CT angles. Have to try to see if they get anything, but just the util alone is really blocking out any vision.
You've got to imagine, Charlie. Well, I was going to say, you've got to imagine if a kill goes Coalesce's way, it could work out nicely for them. But Artist, and Charlie, we've seen Artist on the AWP instantly, so much impact. He gets a double. Sadly, the AWP's not been saved, and I don't think it can be invested in. So let's see if we see a bit of a response from Coalesce once they're no longer against Artist AWP. But very, very interesting stuff here. A bit of a back and forth between these two. Let's see if Viperio can solidify it and string these rounds together.
Yeah, Viperio, I mean, this is the issue that they've had. So on Vertigo, it felt like they could never have a full buy without limitations. They won the round, and their buy is worse than what it just was.
Yeah, devastating to see, especially because, you know, the lack of the AWP in this situation. It's a weapon that Artist proven in that last round, the impact that he can have.
Yeah, I think they're low out for Giraffe. No util behind it, but still, we know how strong he is, regardless of what rifle he's on.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter.
I like how Viperio are playing this D-side. They're playing it very slow. They know they can't just barrel their way into a bomb site. It'll be too easy for Coalesce to shut them down there. So just playing the default, waiting for a mistake. If they don't get it, they'll burn util and go for an execute. But Leaf, here's the mistake they've been waiting for, but Leaf shuts down Ping.
Yeah, amazing stuff there from Leaf. MMS talking about taking these opportunities, shuts down 2, could find the 3rd from the missed shot from Shine, and that is lovely from MMS.
Yeah, Leaf fired off some bullet shots and it allowed MMS to be aware of where they're going. Dox falls towards A, and this is the avenue for Viperio into the B-bomb site. MMS just 19 points of health, but Coalesce, they're in an even worse situation. Shine 52, Chris is 17. The boys might have to save. I don't think they can really have a crack at this, but Viperio, they've finally broken the trend, and they do string their rounds together. Finally, things are heating up for them on Anubis and in this series, because a very slow start here made me worry it'd be slightly too similar a story to Vertigo, but no, they're raring and ready to go.
And I wonder what we're going to see in the next hit. Obviously, we've got these 2 save weapons, but I don't think we're going to be seeing an investment here from Coalesce. The money really not looking all too great.
Chris does take down Artist, does have the AWP. I don't know how much a hunt we're going to see from Gizmy. Is he going to just respect Chris? Yeah, it does look like it. So Shine is going to be back on the AWP. Shine's somebody who does have to step up a little more here. We've seen a couple missed shots that, I mean, Shine would never really miss. He's such a talented AWP, but definitely rivals Artist at the highest of levels, but hasn't really found his footing too much in this game.
Let's see what what this saved weapon from Shine can do. Playing quite aggressive here, trying to be the one to find the pick. Oh, and the spam there is sublime. MMS lining things up, drops Shine down to half HP. He spotted one, and he gets taken down for nothing. And now it's just a pistol. Zuu has retrieved this AWP, does find one with it. Nice stuff there, but quick on the trigger for the second, and MMS will get a double to close things out. And there's Artist AWP. Been waiting for it for a couple rounds now, and now back in his hands. Viperio, they found their 4th. And Coalesce, they looked really, really strong, but now Viperio right back in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The fact that Viperio, they are coming alive here, and Coalesce, I mean, massively slowing down. We haven't had those big moments from players like Dox or Zuu. And it feels like this is where Viperio can start to steal the show a little bit.
Yeah, obviously, Coalesce back out on the full buy, but not perfect. No AWP on Shine, utility being a bit of a problem, and look at Gizmy. Great timing for him, but he's going to have to fall back. About 25 damage there from the molly.
Yeah, still 1 minute 15 on the clock. Nothing found just yet, but Viperio, they're starting to overwhelm this A-bomb site. Gizmy pushes through the smoke, does get taken down, but Dox is finally having his big moment. MMS 2 HP, and Shine left to pick up the pieces, but he can't find anything. Their health on these remaining Viperio players is near non-existent. Chris A lucky spam could take down one.
But Chris just waiting here. It's all about timing on the fade of the smoke. Leaf does have a nade, and Charlie, they're playing together here. I feel like Chris going to be the one to try and take this early contact. The smoke fades. He spots the foot of MMS, but Chris hasn't reacted to it yet. Oh, and MMS, I love this! Leaf will take him, though. There's a nade here in play, but Leaf just going to opt against it. Viperio, they find 5 now, leveling things up. And Coalesce really need to find something here. It has been a bit of a dry spell for them. This is kind of heating up into the initial portion of that Vertigo game that we saw, but potentially it's Viperio's time to shine. We mentioned how they definitely would have something in the locker, but it might kind of just show that Viperio, yes, it was a bit of a rusty game of Vertigo, but look what they have to show here on Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, Coalesce are coming really, really close with these rounds, and it feels like they're I mean, near enough being able to best them, but they just can't jump the final hurdle. It feels like they're doing all the hard work, but they can't finish out the rounds. Like, look at that round, Fred. 3 players so low in a 3 versus 3, and yet they're just not able to find the frags.
It's unfortunate.
But still, it's a level game here. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, especially with these players at this top level. This instant headshot timing for Chris is really brutal. Smoke fades a little earlier than he expects.
Leaf, second kill in this round. Third, he makes it as he takes down Ping as well. MMS, the timing on that swing for Dox could have been perfect, but it was just a jiggle. It's a 2 versus 2 here. Azuru has picked up an AK, but they are very much aware of his position. They spot him in the smoke, but Azuru finds one, and now Dox is going to be aware of MMS. Picks up the rifle, runs out of ammo. There's a chance here for Dox now, but MMS sadly can't take it, and Dox clutches it out, Charlie. That was the half bite around Leaf's M4. What a performance from Coalesce. We just mentioned Viperio. They're the ones to bring it back, but no, Coalesce still going to want to keep themselves in the lead. But what a round.
Fred, Azulu there, that was unbelievable. The smoke fade, he was so unfavored, but just before he goes down, the instant headshot, he takes down one of them, allows that clutch to be possible, and MMS, really unfortunate. It looks like he caught the timing on Dox, but just runs out of ammo. Isn't able to deal the finishing blow and gets punished himself, but Coalesce keep themselves in the lead. Deny Viperio taking it for themselves.
Yeah, now it's Viperio's turn to have a bit of a problem with money. Artist, that is devastating. Goes down to Shine. And I don't think we're going to be seeing a repeat coming through, but Gizmi wants to push through the molly, but he's taken a lot of damage for it. Timing just not to perfection there, as he potentially could have found a kill if he was a little earlier.
Yeah, it took a lot more than he dealt, and this position is now being reclaimed by Coalesce.
They're going to drop a flash, but similarly, Coalesce send out a smoke grenade. 4 versus 5 here for Viperio, and Ping potentially going to be the kind of the impactful player here for Viperio. He's got himself deep here. Wants to try and find a pick, but it's all about timing.
Yeah, I like the minimap just then from Coalesce. They don't actually directly have anyone playing towards A. It is just Chris jiggling it. Obviously, Elise now rotated in to bolster up that A defense, but Shine, so many bodies. Elise takes one down before falling himself. Chris with a spam dealing so much, finds one. He hasn't been taken down, Fred.
Is there a gap in that smoke? Or is that just sheer awareness? What? What have I just witnessed? Did Azuru kill him jumping?
Fred, I think you just killed him jumping.
Okay.
I mean,
Azuru being Azuru
is an understatement here, but Azuru, if that's what he pulled out, that is pretty unbelievable. I don't really have any words to say about that. That is just one of those things that Viperio players going to be looking at and feeling a bit hard done by there. But yeah, on the text, you're going for this B rush. We saw this previously, and it got demolished, really, but MMS does find one. Giraffe is so deep here.
Yeah, really catches off Chris. Obviously, 3-on-2, though. Coalesce still in the driver's seat in this round. Giraffe just a tap of the bomb, but it allows Leaf to creep on through. Gets himself in a nice position, and that's the bomb carrier falling. It's all on Artist. A little bit of damage towards Leaf, but Doc swings on through the smoke, takes him down, and Coalesce, they have won the half, and the real question is, are they going to get double digits?
It's a risk in that round, Fred. I'm interested to know your opinion on it. They opted for the fake plant instead of fully sticking it. The buy that we're going to see out from Viperio, there are going to be AKs. I imagine there might be one Galil. But do you think the stick of the bomb would have been just a smarter play there? get that extra util. The players that are lacking some get 1 or 2 extra pieces. If anyone's on a Galil, they'll be on an AK. Do you think that'd be worth it?
I think the tap of the bomb was still the right play. You know, what did it do? Force Leaf out into the open. Sadly, though, there was too many angles for them to hold. They weren't holding towards main. I feel like if we had Artist holding main, could have brought it to a 2 versus 2. You know, we saw that half buy with Leaf saved M4. We saw that work out well for Coalesce. They won that round. So I feel like Viperio, they realized, yeah, although it's a 2 versus 3, we've still got the chance in this round. Let's play it as though this is a full buy. Let's play this kind of how we expected it to go. And potentially, you know, it could have worked out well. But yeah, I feel like there's so many hypotheticals. If they got the bomb down, it would have been, you know, extra money in the next. But Charlie, I don't think they're thinking about the next round. It's all about the here and now, and they want to secure as many rounds as they can. Leaf will find one. Giraffe with a quick trade, though. So a 4-on-3 now for Viperio. They're the ones in the driver's seat. Utility might be a bit of an issue, though, for Viperio. And I'll be honest with you, Charlie, it's just what you said. Bomb plant, that could change all of this. We could be seeing, you know, instead of 4 pieces, it could be 10.
Yeah, this is going to be around massively for Coalesce's individuals. Shine misses the shot, had the chance, but can't connect the bullets. Azuwu in an off angle does go 1-for-1, which isn't really enough in a position like this. Maybe
Shine,
it is now. Yeah, the Viperio players charging their way over to B. They know they've got a free bomb site.
And sometimes in these situations, in these 2 VXs, when they've got all of the bomb site, you'll see the players try and get themselves in really deep positions, and it will tend them to kind of split a bit. I'm really happy that we haven't seen that. Artists and MMS still playing quite close proximity. Obviously, MMS is in a really, really nice position, but I feel like sometimes you can see players getting a little bit caught out a little too deep.
Yeah, Dogs is still very far away from this bomb site. Shine's fully rotated in now.
All about timing here. Shine with a missed shot. Artist swings on through. And Artist, what a round he's had. He finds 3 with the AK. Can save that up. And Viperio may find 6. Deny the chances of Coalesce finding double digits on the CT side. But this round 15 is going to be so important. Obviously, if Coalesce take it, they've got a 3-round buffer. Whereas Viperio, they want to close the gap.
Yeah, Shine, sort of another round where he hasn't really hit the heights that we're used to seeing. Just a couple too many missed shots. He had the chances. There were sort of 2 in that round that he probably could have got. But the fact that he is still putting up some numbers is obviously still positive signs. But he could be the difference maker here. He may be the man that Coalesce need to close this game out.
Quite passively played here from Viperio. Once again, a bit of a default outside A main. Obviously, they shut down Coalesce's aggression from that. But Coalesce bit wise to it. Chris is playing in quite a tough position here with the MP9. Surely just going to keep himself tucked behind the statue there.
Seeing a bit of a double nade.
1 HP on Chris. Smoke. Oh, nice from Leaf. The cavalry arrives. Chris is rotated. Artist will take him down though. 4-on-4 with ping 5 HP. And whilst in the commotion here, some control's been taken by Azuwu. They're going to be rotating back off, but Azuwu's so deep, and Gizmi needs to try and find Docs here. It'll be such an important kill to find, but Azuwu's still in the back lines, given another 1 versus 1. Gizmi does find Docs, though. A really necessary kill.
Artist crosses through the water. Could have been taken down by Azuwu, but Azuwu just wants to play this one a bit slower. Gizmi only 11 points of health. Artist going to be peeking towards Azuwu. Probably not going to be re-peeking that anytime soon.
Yeah, they're both towards CT, really. A smoke can really mess this whole round up. Obviously, Artist does have a molly for the bomb. But still holding the lines with the AWP. Going to drop the molly to his teammate now.
That's going to have been heard. Surely they seem so aware. Azuwu's the first to fall.
Artist tapping away in the smoke. Lovely stuff from Artist there. The P250 finding 2. Brilliant.
Yeah, it felt like maybe could have been slightly delayed on Azuwu's initial swing. It felt like Coalesce weren't fully set up for that, but maybe that could have been a bit of a difference maker. But at the end of the day, Fred, you can't get a closer half than that. 8-7 in favor of Coalesce. We saw them have a very strong start in Viperio, have a bit of resurgence, bring themselves into the game, but Coalesce winning a few more of the final rounds gives them this 1-up over Viperio, but still, I don't know how convinced I am by what we saw. I don't think I've got any sort of favour in here.
Yeah, Coalesce, though. they definitely want to win the pistol because remember, Charlie, they can still close things out here and now. And I feel like that's something in the back of the Viperio's players' minds. They understand a couple mistakes on this CT side and the lower bracket is where they're heading.
Chris with some util lined up. He's got the flash, Leaf with the smoke. He's going to be the hit, but this bomb site is so stacked.
Oh, they spotted the gun barrel as well. Doc's going to be swinging through. Will find one. Disney eventually falls. And a real bloodbath here, but level playing field. I say that as Chris finds one. There's about 15 seconds of fighting, and it's on to a 1v1. Chris with a missed shot, and he will go down. I'll be honest with you, Viperio lucky to have that round. Coalesce and Chris 7 especially really need to find that kill. It was quite a simple one for him.
Yeah, I think it was just the lack of ammo in the Glock that he had. He sort of backed himself up a little bit. It looked like he wanted to take the bomb and run. But the ammo he had, he sort of backed himself into a position where there was no cover, no time to reload, and just a really tough position to be in. But 8-8, we are not seeing the force buy from Coalesce. These teams, both of them, they love just going for the second round eco.
Yeah, bring out the AKs, bring out kind of the full weapons, a bit of util as well. No real need to try it with the techs.
I mean, if you think for it, if Viperio win this round with 5 alive, they're going to have 4 MP9s in the next round. So
yes.
Coalesce will definitely have the weapon advantage.
Yeah, and Viperio, it's what we saw on Vertigo. They don't really love an upgrade, and no real need for it. And Charlie, this is a big problem here. You know, they go for 4 MP9s. They give Artist the ace. I feel like that was a bit of kindness there. They allow him to get the ace there. But all 5 kills, well, found from Artist, but 4 with an M4, 1 with the Julies. These MP9s haven't made any money. That was a full eco.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they've got a chance to make money here. Going to be a lot harder, though, against the armoured players. But still, nice ace there from Artist. And the first couple of kills really quickly.
Yeah, clean spray with the M4.
Default now from Coalesce. Fascinating to see if it would be similar to Viperio's. Very slow play from them.
Gizmi, though, with that MP9, does find Docs. Gizmi with a double, shutting down that mid-aggression there. Brilliant stuff.
He hasn't been hit once, Fred. 100 HP, and he found 2 with the MP9. A gun sort of known for being very up in your face.
Yeah, nice from Chris there. Has been chipped away at quite heavily, though. The smoke fade. Oh, Giraffe. I was going to say completely trapped, but Artist keeps him alive. Leave towards middle. We'll find one. 7 HP, though. I think we know where this round's going, Charlie.
Part of me still thinks there is a chance about this here.
But look what
Leave with a quick headshot. I don't think they're going to be aware of it. If Artist keeps progressing, he certainly will find out.
Leaf looking for a pick. But Artist still holding towards middle.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. Feels like some serious mistakes need to be made from Viperio here to even give Leaf a chance.
Yeah, Giraffe holding main here. Don't think Leaf really going to be aware of this off angle. But I guess we'll see. Giraffe, even against that low HP opponent, still hits that instant headshot. Viperio, they're the ones to find double digits. And Charlie potentially overpass is a little closer than we thought.
I mean, still plenty of CS left in this game. Not done just yet. Coalesce on this half buy.
We've seen 3 Tech 9s and a Deagle being brought out. Let's see what they can provide. Oh, Azuwu stares at that HE.
Yeah, that's a hefty one to take.
It's kind of just too late for him to even try and move. Just got to accept it. Viperio, though, we're expecting success in this one.
It is just these pistols here for Coalesce, though. But the A-bomb site is being leaned towards.
A hefty defense hit. Pop coming through. The flashbang is nice. Oh, MMS falls. Artist will find one. Doesn't can retrieve the weapon. Azuwu eliminates Artist. So 4 versus 3. 3 on 2 now. Obviously, health, weaponry still favoring Viperio. Ping! Taking a page out of Azuwu's book and killing him in the air.
A bit of revenge there. Ping definitely got gifted a give. But Doc takes down Giraffe. This round is still possible despite Ping's jumping heroics, and Shine takes him down. Fred, Coalesce win the half by.
Yeah, just with the Tech 9s. And remember, Charlie, Izu was dropped down to 27 points of health from that nade initially. He didn't even have armor, and he found that kill onto Artist. It just goes to show that Coalesce, even in these tough situations with the weaker weapons, lack of utility, lack of health and numbers, they can still make things work. And I feel like a player you have to point out in that round, MMS, really, really unfortunate. Just got swung on there, instantly got taken down by Docs. We needed to see potentially a bit of a swing from him, or someone had to be the one to take contact. It seems as though they're all prepping to swing off one another, and it just really didn't work out well for them.
Yeah, maybe a bit of miscommunication. I mean, the util came over, so they're more than aware that it was going to be that A hit. Yeah, I think that's you probably had it spot on there. Maybe just that slight miscommunication with it. Weren't really prepared for who's going to take that initial contact. But either way, one round separates them now. Both AWPers on their primary weapon. This is what we want to see. We want to see Artist versus Shine. But right now, Shine isn't looking his usual self.
He's holding the lines here towards Electric. And Giraffe needs to be a bit cautious.
Yeah, tempting fate here.
I think we might see a bit of a beat on Docs in Electric, trying to find one. Molotov will come through, and Chris 7 goes into the spray there. Quite unfortunate. Docs taking even more damage here. Two players on the Coalesce side have been chipped away under half. And Doc's really going to be a key player in this one. We'll send out the Molotov. That's a lovely little lineup. Shine finds one with the AWP. 4 on 4 now. Ping has rotated in. Docs will find one, but instant trade from Gizmi in the back lines. 3 on 3 now. Ping, he has been spotted, but Gizmi in such a strong position. He doesn't even need to swing, but Ping caught out there.
I think they're going to be double swinging onto Gizmi here. Maybe just glued, because I'm going to time in. Almost got a Zulu killed there, but MMS coming in to support his team, and Shine with the final kill, with the finishing blow. 2 in the round for him, and we're all leveled up 10 to 10. Viperio, they're not out of the water just yet. Coalesce are back, ready to fight for Anubis. Money is in the bin, Fred, for Viperio. Nothing to play with at all. Sort of going to have to just sit back and hope that something goes their way. They do have 3 HE grenades, though.
Love to see where they pull the pins on them. I think we're going to be seeing the nades coming through from A, but they just got dunked on themselves. Oh, I say that. Artist getting a double with the HE. So much damage has been dealt here with the HE grenades, Charlie.
Fred, there's so many of those lineups with these HE grenades on Anubis through those windows. We've seen a number of them at Epic already from a number of different positions, so that was really cheeky there. Artist knifing a Zoo with Fred. This is a 1 versus 2.
Artist with a running spray. You mentioned how Viperio just hoping for something. The hopes and prayers could be answered here as it's Artist in the 1 versus 1. Leaf
there is no kit. Leaf can bide his time, but how long can he hold his nerve on for? Tap on the bomb.
Oh. And they're just crossing paths once again. Another situation where Viperio, the timing's unfortunate. But Charlie, USPs and nades, look how much damage dealt. They found 4 kills there. I think Viperio, although they were so close to taking that one, it was, you know, they're still going to be happy with the result.
Yeah, they have to look at the positives there, because, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a bitter pill to swallow, but they did an unbelievable job. Really great stuff. Sublime. I mean, the HE grenades, Fred, finding 2.
Charlie, Artist as well getting that knife kill allows him to bring out the AWP. Can't wait to see the impact he has.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why he gave it a bit of a crack. Go for the knife kill, see if you can bring out the AWP in the next, but...
Well, it's kind of low risk, high return. Doesn't matter if you die.
You lose your USP.
Yeah, you get given that for free, don't you?
Yeah, didn't even need to pay the $200 for that one. You can if you want.
You got that extra cash, but I think all 10 players here realise let's not waste $200 because that's a flashback. Oh, Giraffe forced a little forward.
Oh, that molly was slightly deeper. Doesn't spread to him at all, but yeah, that could have been a bit of a revenge for Chris in the last round. Similar story, but Giraffe is still alive for now.
Charlie,
Giraffe Fred is gone. Viperio have nothing.
That flash is good though, gives me allowed to find one. Draft gonna be swinging on through with Ping. Oh, Artist, you need to hit a shot like that, but Ping picking up the pieces. Artist will find one, and now it's all on Shine. 1 versus 3. Searches for Giraffe, sorry. I won't find him, but I wanted to mention, Charlie, Giraffe has had a bit of a slower game here. You know, we're expecting him to be up with the likes of Artist, with Gizmy, but not been fragging to the potential that we're kind of ready for. But who's there picking up the slack? It's Artist. 29 and 13, Charlie, in the 22 rounds of play.
Yeah, really key player on Anubis. But, Fred, we really see the repercussions of Coalesce almost losing that eco round. They have very little to play with. It looks like they want to go for the force. Dox has fully invested here. Azua and Shine don't have much cash in the reserve at all, but Leaf has enough to bring out an AWP. Opted for the AK instead. Wants to be the wielder of that.
It drops over a Deagle to Shine, so armor and utility can be invested. But the two players you have to look at in this one for Coalesce, Leaf and Chris, they are going to be the two pivotal factors here for their side. And obviously, at an 11-11 scoreline with Viperio on weak weapons, well, not weak weapons, but weak economy, this is where, you know, those Tech 9 rounds, those force buys can go their way, and Coalesce once again taking the lead. But a lot of hypotheticals. Let's see if anything comes true for this Coalesce side. They got the smoke in their own volley, and Gizmy finding 2 lead. We mentioned the importance of this round, and he gets a double. 3 versus 3 now. And Chris going to be creeping his way out on the A-bomb site. Not going to have any contact yet, so this could be absolutely perfect for Coalesce.
Yeah, the call looks great. Chris could get deep if he chooses to. Drops the smoke. Viperio probably just going to slow it down on this retake. Yeah, Chris did look like he wanted to get a bit deeper, but the molly going to be holding him in his tracks for now.
We got a double flank though, Charlie. MMS going to be coming from main, and similarly Ping rotating right now, but MMS eventually find one great spray transfer, and it's just Chris remaining, going towards heaven, and Giraffe takes him down. Viperio, they take the lead now, and it should just be an eco for Coalesce.
Yeah, that spray onto the second from MMS. I mean, that's going to be a highlight-worthy clip there.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff there, and it was a necessary one. You know, if we don't see MMS find 2 there, it's a 2-on-2. Yes, they're both towards heaven, but these players are going to be doubled up. They're the 2 rifles, and that's where it's a real flip of a coin. But brilliant round there from MMS. And it's another situation where a player who we're expecting a little bit more from has shone, has really kind of risen up, and that's exactly what they need. Because you can't always rely on Artists. Yeah, he's got 30 kills by now, potentially. You can't always just be so reliant on one individual. Bit of a half buy for Coalesce, though.
Yeah, hefty A-lean hit.
We've seen it work in their favor before, though, Charlie, so certainly can't count them out.
Yeah, 3 players here, though. Viperio are aware that, yeah, we probably can't let that round slip again.
Artist finally found his 30-kill mark. Gizmy rotating through, and this is exactly what they were lacking on that initial A-pop. You know, we didn't have anyone holding the lines. We didn't have someone going for that initial swing, and you know, that just goes to show Viperio clearly looked back on that round, you know, the Tech 9 round that Coalesce won, and realized no one was actually holding. We were all waiting for trades. We were kind of not baiting one another, but wanting to play off one another. And when you do have someone like Artist holding the lines, the attention completely drawn from the others, and then we see the swings. But Viperio, 3 rounds away now from closing things out, and then we go to overpass.
Yeah, still only 2 rounds between these 2 teams, but it does feel like Viperio, it feels like they're feeling themselves a bit more. Coalesce, a lot of their success came from the early game.
Gizmy really playing with fire here. Out in the open towards middle, Giraffe will find Chris. And Gizmy still out in the open here, searching for a pick through the smoke, but once it fades, he backs away. And the correct play to make, really can't be giving up anything. Obviously, they've got man advantage here. If Gizmy goes down, it will be devastating for Viperio. Flashbang going to come through, Molly as well. Gizmy still close, missed flashbang there. Oh, Giraffe takes down Dox through the wallbang spam. Oh, Artist. looking brilliant. Oh, he's giving away his position now. Azuwu could be the one to find it, but Artist creeping on through. Azuwu eliminates. 3-on-3 now.
Yeah, love the awareness there from Azuwu, going for that spam.
And now we're going to be seeing these players towards B main creeping on through. It is Giraffe to try and hold the lines. He's playing a nice off angle. The problem is he's a little bit trapped, but Charlie loves Azuwu. Oh, the awareness to swing onto Ping. Lovely stuff there. Let Azuwu go in first. He's 10 HP, but no. Giraffe, he's been given a 1v1. He can find Azuwu as well. Swings onto Leaf. He's out in the open, but Leaf takes him down. The final two players here for Coalesce. Very low HP.
Oh!
But Azuwu, 10 HP, and he finds another. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, 4 kills in that round from Azuwu, and it just shows it doesn't really matter these players' HPs. As long as they've got AK in hand and have snappy aim, they'll be able to come out of anything alive. And Azuwu, great stuff there. It looked like he was just about to give Viperio a 1v1 there, but shuts down any possibility of that and a pause for it. And I think a well-deserved one for Azuwu.
Yeah, let him breathe a little. But yeah, let's look at the kind of the kill difference between these two sides. Obviously, Artist, 12 kills above the top performer, or the second top performer of MMS. We really need to see the players like Ping, like Giraffe stepping up a little bit. Only 10 kills each, and we really need to see a change of pace here, because eventually a player like Giraffe, hopefully not for this Viperio side, but could slow down. You know, already found 30+ kills. How much more are you going to have in the tank?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the question that they sort of have to show us, really. But yeah, they are, I mean, both teams really, they need these bottom performing players. Oh, they're the difference makers, Fred.
Yeah, always.
It's not the people at the top, it's those at the bottom. If they can step up, if your weakest link becomes one of the strongest, then you're in for a real field day, but very close game here.
Yeah, it's definitely not about how much people can lift you up, it's about people dragging you down. And I don't want to say there's, you know, players underperforming, but realistically, Charlie, expect a lot more. Artist, though, looking for a bit of a peek here towards middle. Sadly, doesn't connect the bullet. And Artist, I feel like in these situations, you know, he goes for the aggressive peaks, and 50% of the time, finds one, maybe even two, but then others, he does go down. And it's these risky plays that I feel like Artist knows he needs to make.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a nice position to be put into, but he's such a talented AWP that he's not really going to have much issue doing it.
Still a 5-on-5 though, Charlie. We've had a minute of play, no casualties yet. Util in a similar spot for both sides, and it will be Chris to try and find something here towards A. Gizmy though, going to be the one holding. He's got Artist here as well. Once again, a heavy A hit, but they're going to be crunching in. Chris finds the burst. Gizmy completely alone, and oh, that is brilliant. What an A execute there from Coalesce. They take that control towards middle, and it's an absolute bloodbath here on the A bomb site, and we don't see Viperio put up a kill yet, and we need to see both Ping and Giraffe save, because, Charlie, look at the money of the Viperio guys.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Coalesce, will they opt for a bit of a hunt here? They've got a lot of bodies to do so with.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of money trouble themselves.
Exactly. I mean, that's going to be the question. How many people do you throw at it?
I feel like you don't throw anyone. I think you respect your opponents here. You know, Viperio, they're not really in the situation to get a comfortable buyout in the next. I feel like maybe if there was 3 players saving, go for it. Maybe just send Chris in, but no. Just keep everyone alive, because you know that this game is going to go the distance. It's going to come down to those final rounds. And realistically, Coalesce, they keep everyone alive here. Even if they lose, they're getting a buyout in the next. And that's kind of the situation that Viperio would love to be in, but clearly not.
Coalesce could reclaim the lead if they can win this round. 2 M4s and 3 pistols. Surely Viperio can't win this, but Ping and Giraffe, they've been known to do miracles before.
Round 27. Will it be the time for these individuals to really step up? Already, though, we see a bit of aggression here towards B. Chris wants to take some control in Electric, and Artist does have a molly to deny, but I think Chris might go for a bit of a swing once he hears the pin being pulled. Oh, Artist, not the perfect molly. Chris is already in Electric, takes him down, and that's the B bomb site completely open for business, as there's not a single defender here. Obviously, we've got 2 towards A, 2 in middle, but Coalesce, they love a bit of a split, so you never know. I feel like having 2 players towards mid, and it's the 2 rifles as well, it's definitely understandable, but Coalesce, they opt against it. Just going to send all 5 towards main through Electric as well. And Coalesce looking to take 14 here, and it should be fairly comfortable.
Yeah, Ping and Giraffe, they're probably going to need to keep all of these weapons again. They can send in the 2 pistols, see if you can cause a bit of economical damage to Coalesce, but I don't know how much they're really going to be able to find. But yeah, pick and draft, keep these weapons alive. Money's still definitely an issue. I believe it's 2.4k loss bonus, Fred. So you're going to have players like Artist sitting on about 4.3.
Yeah, but you know what we can see? Potentially, I don't know if it's a risk that Ping wants to go for, but if Ping finds one, can drop over off to Artist. But still holding towards mid.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be 50 off, actually, isn't he? Yeah, 4.7k. Yeah, like you said, really needed to find that kill.
But Coalesce, as you mentioned, Charlie, they take the lead here as we get to the final stages of Map 2. And Coalesce, it seems as though for a vast majority of this game, they've been trying to claw their way back into it. And right as we get to the end, look where they're at, 14-13, 2 away from closing things out. And Viperio, this is going to be their full investment. A loss in this round could cost them everything.
Viperio, it'll be interesting to see how much money they will have in the reserve after this round. After these investments have all come out, will they have enough to be able to scrape together something if they do lose this one? But Coalesce, like you said, it feels like if they win this round, Fred, they could take it. They could complete the 2-0, a map that we felt like was near enough a guarantee for Viperio, but Coalesce have other ideas.
Yeah, let's see what strategy they decide to pull out the book, because Coalesce, they've looked brilliant here on this T side. Shine, gonna try and find an opener here towards B. With the AWP in hand, Artist sadly doesn't have an AWP of his own. Would love to have the AWP in this angle against Shine. Nade's going to come through, and I think Shine wants to have a bit of a peek here. Obviously understanding that a missed peek could be their downfall. And there's the smoke coming through. I think Shine just going to be backing away. Just going to leave Leaf to try and lurk here. Try and find a bit of a pick of his own. Quite a tough position. Gizmy pressuring quite a lot, but Azua will just drop down into canals.
Yeah, it's a 3-man B hold right now from Viperio. They do just rotate Artist off.
Yeah, necessary as well, because look at where Coalesce are lining up. Think they're going to try and split their way into a, I say split, it's just going to be an A main hit here. Azua lining up the smoke. Nice flash there. Will delay a couple seconds. The smoke as well. Are we going to see Coalesce respect this, or are they going to be running their way through? Oh, MMS behind it. He'll be dodging the flashbang. He goes unchecked, finds the first, not the second though. Leaf is so quick, and Chris 7 takes down Artist as well. 4 versus 3 here for Coalesce, and we mentioned the importance for Viperio. A loss in this round could be everything, and that's instantly what you see, Charlie. They're going for the save. They can't even risk going for a round like this.
Fred, Coalesce, they're in a position now where their money is strong enough to be able to hunt. I would say send everyone near enough except for Shine. When the bomb's low enough ticked, I think you can fully commit for it. As long as you don't really give away that AWP, a job done. Whatever you take away is going to be huge against Viperio. Match point and series point has just been found by Coalesce, and 1 round away from best in Viperio here and finding themselves a spot in that grand final.
Yeah, Coalesce, they're going for a bit of a hunt here, but they're doing it quite cautiously. And you understand why. You don't want to be giving Viperio kills. You don't want to be giving them kind of anything to work with, I guess. But 15-13. Coalesce. They could close things out here and now.
All power on Artist. Gives him a weapon he can wield.
Coalesce here. This could be the round for them to take it.
But Viperio, they have to have other ideas, right? They have to do something. Otherwise, Coalesce will best them. After it felt like Viperio were always the team taking charge this game, it felt like it was a matter of time before they sort of closed this one out. It felt like Coalesce were riding their coattails, just slowly but surely weighing them down. And here we go. They're in the lead. They have map and series point.
And Charlie, we mentioned at the start, Viperio definitely have something in the locker here. Surely this is the time to bring it out. Any pocket strat, anything you've been working upon, even if it's a kind of a bit of a creative one, go for it. Because realistically, you need to find both of these rounds convincingly. Azua tucked in.
Yeah, Gizmy, both players on the opposite side of these smokes. This is such a risk from Gizmy, but he's glued to Azuu's ankle.
Does find one, but Leaf with the trade.
Double.
Yes, 12 HP on Leaf, and Ping swings on through. Destined for 2, but Dox eliminates. Artist finds 1. It's a 2 versus 3. I say that. Shine on the orb. He gets given a double there. And surely this has got to be it. Giraffe. And he can't do anything. Shine closes it out with the 3K, and Coalesce, they best Viperio 2-0 here, and they get themselves a spot in the grand finals. What a performance from Coalesce that was, Charlie.
But Fred, the thing that really tops it all off of them is the fact that it was Shine. The impact he had on that final round. Finding those 3 kills, they were disadvantaged there. He was a player that I kept on time after time, pointing out as someone who was a bit disappointing on the side of Coalesce. It felt like he just wasn't his usual self. He was missing shots that he'd never miss. Shine's a player that really can rival Artist, but look, he had less than 50. He had less than half of his kills.
Yeah, it really wasn't the performance that we kind of seen from Shine in the past, but that's the thing though, isn't it, Charlie? It doesn't matter how many kills you get on the day, it's the impact you have. And I'll be honest with you, maybe Shine struggling on Anubis, but be the one to close it out. I feel like, you know, still having that impact.
Yeah, exactly.
But what a performance that was. Obviously, Charlie, question on my mind, do you think we're going to see a bit of a rematch here in the grand finals? Can Viperio creep their way through the lower bracket and meet them again?
I know he spoke to Chris, and he thought that. He thinks that's going to be the exact situation that we're going to see, but, I mean, I certainly think so. It felt like the initial map from Viperio was a bit of an off day. It felt like it was not them at all.
Yeah, potentially just slow to get into it.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think they can do. They're going to hopefully just have a bit more time, a bit more of a breather, and I do think it's possible, but they have to play at their top level.
Yeah, definitely.
Because whoever's going to be waiting for them, they're certainly going to be no easy opponent, but Coalesce, Fred, waiting in the grand finals.
Yeah, and Coalesce as well, they've now got this time to pick apart all the potential opponents that they're going to be facing. They can figure out everything that they want. You know, oh, they're playing against E-Masters, we're going to be banning this. Oh, it's going to be Viperio again. Let's see what worked. Vertigo, clearly very well.
Maybe Anubis.
So, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, obviously Anubis, they're going to be happy with that. Potentially a map that they weren't so comfortable on. Taking down an opponent like Viperio, what is that going to do with their confidence, not only on the map, but also against the opponent? But obviously, what an amazing upper bracket finals. As you mentioned, Charlie, Coalesce, it's your time to kind of kick your feet up and relax. You've done such an amazing job in the last couple of days, and deservedly, you've got that spot in the grand finals. We are going to be jumping to another break, and then we'll get right back into the action once again.